You say, okay, they are equal, then prices should be where they were in the 70s or 80s, but that is not the case. Because the other reason why prices rose, because we lost massive amount of oil from the Black Sea, because Ukraine continued to hit the Russian facilities, the Russian export facilities. At one point, about 3 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we lost over 3 million barrels a day. So you look at 3 million here, 5 million here, we are talking about 8 million barrels a day. Massive amount. Why the media is ignoring that? Why analysts are ignoring that? Because they are obsessed with Saudi Arabia. They are obsessed with Hormuz. That's where the and our problems in the market always. Well, anything in the market, financial market, stock market, anything else. Always the problem is always obsession. While the first rule of trading is not to fall in love with whatever you are trading. But we have this obsession right now with with the Hormuz Strait, with Bab el Mandeb, with Saudi Arabia, etc., and the focus is there. While really the decline in supply is somewhere else, and I am still kind of really bothered by the idea why President Trump is obsessed with Chevron and Exxon, asking them to lower gasoline prices and diesel prices, while the problem is Zelensky keep hitting the Russian ports that he told him not to hit. So we have a serious problem there, and yet the problem is our own oil companies. Yesterday, the EIA released, that's the U.S. Energy Information Administration, released its inventory report. There was a surprise build in crude. And the amount was very large, but a major decline in distillate, and that increases the diesel crisis that I've been talking about in recent days. And if what the yesterday's report was very important to me because it confirms the idea that the problem we have right now is about crude quality and it's related to diesel. So for those who subscribe to our reports, basically you've seen all the charts and you've seen all the numbers and all the conclusions on this, that we are in the middle of the road yet. The crisis is not over yet. It's going to get really worse. And the reason why it's going to get really worse, the increase in inventories yesterday that surprised analysts, and I've been waiting for it because I want to confirm the idea that the releases from the SPR, when the government releases the oil from the SPR, where it goes to commercial inventories, and that is what's reported yesterday. Well, why they did not export that? Why refiners did not use it? Well, because all of a sudden, most of the releases from the SPR are light sweet crude that are not suitable to make diesel, and we need diesel. And if you look at what the refiners want, the price of oil today in the United States is in the high 80s. That the price of crude. Refiners make more than $100 to make diesel. This never happened in history. This is the highest ever. This is like a golden opportunity. Forget about anything you can imagine. The profit that's being made by refiners is just outrageous by any sense, but not because of the refiners. This is because of the dynamics of Hormuz, Bab el Mandeb, and the Black Sea. So what happened here is we need medium sour crude, and most of what's been released in recent weeks from the SPR is light sweet crude, so it's not going to help. It helped before, now it's not helping. Now, where we are going to get the crude from to get the diesel? If we are not getting it out of Hormuz, we are not getting it out of Saudi Arabia from the Red Sea, and we are not getting it from the Black Sea because Zelensky keep hitting the Russian ports. From where we are going to get it? And again, when I talk about the Trump administration here, the problem is we know trucking is the backbone of the economy, and no trucking without diesel. So are we destroying our economy because we want to hit Russian ports?
Quick question for you, Anas, on that, if I may
Yes.
interrupt, for the audience as well. How much inventories of diesel do we have left before we have a full shortage in the US and then the trucks cannot go around and do their deliveries?
Um, right now, whatever we have left in the inventories is very little. About, I think I can give you the number in a minute while I'm talking. The issue that we have to pay attention to, that uh, uh, diesel right now or inventories are way lower than the bottom of the 5 year range. And most of the diesel, in a sense, we are producing enough diesel, but most of it is being exported. Remember that in the last few weeks, U.S. exports of diesel were the highest on record. So so we produce more than enough. It's just being exported because diesel prices overseas are higher than the United States. But in terms of what is left, again, we are at a very severe level in terms of being very low.
Well, if the crisis becomes full blown, then Trump will put the ban. He will have no choice. Which countries are the most likely to be very hurt in that case from the ban of this
Everyone,
ban?
everyone. But let me just emphasize what I said in recent days, that there is no solution. And here is why there is no solution. Because if you look at what is left from the SPR releases in terms of medium sour to produce the diesel, is very small amount. Probably maximum, probably we are talking about 20 million barrels or less in terms of medium sour. So this is like only 3 weeks, and that's it. And the other issue is, by that time, US refiners will go on what we call the fall maintenance, so the seasonal maintenance, and therefore they are going to produce less diesel anyway. So on one side, we don't have enough medium sour crude. On the other side, we don't have the diesel. So what's going to happen? There is no way. Not the Trump administration, not President Trump, not anyone can solve this issue. And again, the only way Trump can help, basically, he can do two things. He can tell Zelensky to stop hitting the um, uh, export ports, especially for Kazakhstan, because I'm still puzzled until now why Kazakhstan. Wow, there is no war between Kazakhstan and Ukraine, and Kazakhstan is not supporting Russia in the war of Ukraine. So why we lose 1.4 million barrels of crude from Kazakhstan, for what? And then why Ukraine goes and hit the Iranian tankers in the Black Sea? I mean, is Ukraine is going to fight the rest of the world? What's going on? So there are too many questions here. And it seems that the bottom line here, I know probably some people will not agree with me and some people might get angry. But look, there is a fight between the United States and Russia, and Ukraine is being the proxy. And there is a fight between the United States and China, and Hormuz and Iran are being the proxy. End of story.